Hello everybody, welcome to the photo diary. I've got my leopard shirt on and this week is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be able to get out for the next couple of weeks and so I'm going to go a retrospective. Don't know why I did that in a Scottish accent. I'm going to look back at earlier in the year at a week on a trip. The first one we're going to deal with now is the Amazon, okay? And then next week will be a Samburu trip with some lovely elephants. So hope you forgive me not be able to get out for the next couple of weeks, various reasons. So hope that you enjoy what you're going to see. All right, now last week I showed you the little owls against the supermoon and the barn owl flying and asked you what the most favourite, and it was this one, of course, the little owl against the moon, which you voted for 2/3 to 1/3, I would say. So thanks for your lovely comments on that. My wild bunchers also voted for the same. They get extended bonus content, so they had 3 or 4 different versions of this and some other pictures as well. And their reason for voting for this one was that it was a not easily reproducible thing. In other words, probably once or twice a year you get a moon without the annoying clouds covering it in the UK. So that was the reason for that. They've seen lots of my barn owls lately. Anyway, so thanks for your feedback. It's much appreciated and nice to know that you're watching and enjoying it. All right, let's get on. I want to go back in time now to April when I was in the Amazon basin of Ecuador. We had a fantastic trip there and I've done a few photo diaries for the wild bunches on it. But I wanted to pick out a few pictures and just chat to them. So let's begin. Let's chat to them, chat to you. You can tell this is all recorded in one continuous lump. All right, this is a golden collared toucanet. And I'm not naturally a bird photographer. You know, I'll just photograph anything. It's the light that turns me on, nothing else, right? But in Ecuador, I'm absolutely loving the bird life there. And it has actually turned me into a very keen birder. I'm using all of my techniques and experience to get pictures like this. Now, you know, in the Amazon, it convinces you that you don't want to take pictures really, really close in. You want to try and take wider angle pictures. So with this toucanet, I've given it lots of space and I've made it difficult for myself. How have I done that? Well, you can see on the right-hand side there's a bush in the way. I've shot with a small focus point deliberately through the bush to blur out some of the right-hand side and make it look less straight, make it look very interesting, I think. Really, really beautiful bird, the golden collared toucanet. Something I've always wanted to photograph. This is the first time in the Amazon I've seen it. I could have zoomed right in. There was no point zooming right in, okay? So nice and out, nice bit of foliage and it coming in from the corners. It's not an accident. And that lovely look through on the side. I'm trying to swat the fly that's wandering around in here. So I hope that you enjoy that one anyway. It's a big favourite of mine. Now, you would have seen there's an anteater video on this feed. So have a look at my channel and you will see there's an anteater video on this incredible encounter with a giant anteater. I mean, we had the most amazing 5 days in the Amazon that this covers. Well, we found this anteater on the sand in the middle of the river. Now, people saying it's global warming, that it's not raining so much. It could be an El Nino year. We'll wait and see what it's like next year. There's no doubt the world's climate is changing, but we always blame everything on climate change, and it is an El Nino year. So I am hoping and praying that the Amazon does not suffer like it did this year, where we had these sandbanks in the middle of the rivers. That's what the anteater was on. We first saw it at a distance, about eagle eyes saw it on the boat, got close, very careful what we did because you don't want to spook it. You know, it's in the middle of the river, it's trying to get across, obviously from one feeding area to another. It's taking advantage of the situation because all animals adapt, of course. I like this nice low angle picture. You generally don't get low angles of the anteaters. So nice and low angle. You got the long snout. That's not name and thought. No, it's not long snout. Long snout there. You can see against the background. Obviously, low depth of field. I'm looking here. F 5.6. To kind of blur the background out. There was a heat haze anyway, so it was going to be blurred anyway. But nice foot forward composition, eye in the center of the frame, just a nice picture, and you can see the nice out of focused rainforest in the background. There's not a lot else I could do to that picture. I did shoot a variety. I shot it wider. I shot it all kinds of things, but this is my favorite composition, I think, from the lot. I really, really like it. Now, we had an amazing morning in a canopy tower. We were some 200 foot up above the canopy. It was incredible. At sunrise, loads of birds flying around us, and these blue and yellow macaws circled us. It was a magic, magic moment. And once again, if you want to see the diaries, they are actually on Patreon now, and you can buy the individual diaries for a few quid if you want to watch them. So have a look at the links below and at the end here. Anyway, they were flying round us and round us. I managed to get these nice pictures, and it's an interesting one. I like this. It's very tight in the frame. I like it because they're both together and both got their wings up. But here's another thing I want you to say. What's your favorite? Is it this one? Or is it this one? See, literally flying round and round and round us. This one has got some separation. The top one has got its wings up. The bottom one has got its wings down. It's a big thing about people, whether they like wings up or wings down. I'm generally a wings up kind of guy, as opposed to the wings down. But this one you see is much closer. They're closer in. I kind of like it as well. Got a bit of a hint of the background. They're lovely and together, whereas that one is a bit further apart. I've processed it a little bit brighter so you can see a little bit more of the background. So what one do you like? The closer in or the wider one? Put the comments below. As always, nice comments. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. People that just want to slate me off, you get the Turkey Award and we will out you on here. There you go. But we had so many nice comments last week. It was so nice. So thank you very much. So I love these. Macaws are just ace, right? But to photograph them in their natural habitat, flying around in the Amazon is incredible. What an incredible place to go. Now, this is a rarity, and I love photographing rarities. This is called a Saki monkey. Completely by chance. Everyone else was on the top layer. I'd gone down to the middle layer of the canopy tower just to get some batteries that I'd stupidly left in the bag. I had my camera loaded up the batteries when one of the guys said, Saki, 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 and pointed. I looked down and I could look along the gangway and see it directly looking at me. It was actually looking at me. While everyone was coming down, I was just shooting away. As soon as they came down, they managed to get some pictures of it. So these are the first few that I took. I really like it. It's got a lovely expression. Yes, I turned it vertical because it's a vertical shaped animal. Okay, shoot that way, you're going to cut the tail off, which is okay if you want to do a kind of a portrait on Instagram. I don't want to do that. I want to show the whole animal because I am still a selling professional wildlife photographer. That means that I sell my pictures, my agent sells my pictures, and we need clients to be able to buy them. And to be able to buy them, they want to make their own cropping decisions. They don't want me to make my cropping decisions. So I like this. Beautiful focus on the eyes. I had the 150 to 400 on this side. The nice zoom. I could zoom back and forward, get the composition right. It's right. But you know what? It's a really rare monkey to see. It's in the canopy an awful lot. Tough to see, tough to get close to. I was very lucky. Had beautiful morning light on it as well. The sun was just up. I'm just looking at the time here. Yeah, literally 15-20 minutes after sunrise. You can't tell the humidity. I tell you, I was sweating a lot. But I just really like this. I think it's one of my favorites of the trip. All right. Probably my favorite of this whole session is this. And you think, that's a bit strange. Well, it's a tawny-bellied screech owl. And we were down doing the red macaws at the scarlet macaw, which was all right. It wasn't the best. It was okay. A few of them came down and fluttered off. But on the way back, my guide showed me this, and I looked at it, and a lot of people were shooting very close in, and I decided to shoot from a long way away using the zoom and using this look-through approach where you look through a load of leaves. If any of you come on my bird of prey workshops, we do this a lot, and I teach this a lot. Details below. He says, shameless plug. But I love shooting through. So I've offset it slightly to one side because we had a bit of a look through on the left there, a bit of a composition thing. So it looks right back down the lens. I like this because it shows the habitat and it shows the rainforest, which is the most important. On the Wild Bunch and Patreon, extra bonus content after this, I always give all the numbers, all the cameras, all the lenses, all the shutter speeds and ISOs. I don't generally do this on the main video, but I do it for you right now. I'm going to read it off the screen. So it's a 150 to 400, probably halfway zoomed, ISO 3200, f5.6, a 60th of a second, plus 0.7 exposure compensation. Let me just analyze those numbers for you. 5.6, because I don't want anything else in focus apart from what I'm focusing at. I want the rainforest diffuse. Shutter speed 1/60th, very low, but ISO 3200. There was no light at all. And 1/60th with image stabilization of modern cameras, it's pretty easy to hold it with a good technique. Didn't have a tripod on this one. Exposure compensation plus 0.7. Because I wanted a bit of detail. It's quite a dark and gloomy picture. I wanted to brighten it up in camera rather than brighten it up on the workstation. And I like this. I know you might think, oh, the others are much better than macaw. Well, this is my favorite, and that's what counts, okay? So this is my favorite of that little 5-day period. I said, I keep going up there. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you've enjoyed this rambling. As always, if you want to look at the rest of the stuff, the Ecuador tours have just announced and all this kind of stuff, Flex Shooter, join us on our exclusive Patreon club where we post lots of in-depth exclusive content, including podcasts and the special addition to this. And talking of which, Wild Bunch Patreon members, keep on watching because your bonus content comes next. I will see you all next week for a Samburu special, which you're going to absolutely love, especially if you love elephants. All right, be nice to each other. Bye now. Bye-bye.